evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's discussion, today's presentation, which is dedicated to Spanish festival CONCÉNTRICO, which takes place every year in the Spanish city of Logroñu. Our main guest today is the festival's founder, Javier Peña Ibañez. Welcome, Javier, who will also introduce his new book, which bears the same name as the festival, CONCÉNTRICO, Urban Innovation Laboratory. The book captures the decade of experiments and dialogues between creators, the public space, and the city itself. This evening will open by Javier's keynote, and it will be followed by a presentation of Czech studios that took part on being part of this festival. It's Mach from Studio Mjölk, Tomáš Kozelský from Studio KOGAA, and Klára Koldová from Nami-Nami, and maybe some other children, or maybe some, maybe families will take part. After the presentations, we will move into a discussion. I will pose one question to each of the participants of the discussion, and then we will open up to the public, to you here in camp, and also our online participants, who can pose questions through the Slido application. I'm sure you have heard of it, probably are familiar with this tool, and you go to the slido.com and use the app using hashtag Urban Laboratory. There you can write your question down, and it will appear here on my tablet. And before we begin with a short introductory video, it is my great pleasure to thank the Instituto Cervantes, as tonight's event is made possible through the collaboration of CAMP and Instituto Cervantes. So now, please, our video. So now, please, Javier, the floor is yours. Javier Ibañez Peña, founder of the CONCÉNTRICO Festival.
Thank you. Thank you. So, thank you, everybody, to come here, because this was part of the book, too. The book, which is now there in the bookstore, was something we wanted to develop to reconnect again with different themes which was part of the Concéntrico Festival in Logroño, and now coming back to their cities, to their countries, and open a conversation with them about what they did, what's the next, how can we think about cities for the next maybe 10 years. So this is something really nice for me to be with Mjölk, with KOGAA, and with Nami-Nami here, because they were in Concéntrico in different editions, and now we are all together here, open the discussion with you, because all of us are interested in cities, and because of that we started doing Concéntrico in 2015. The project, at the end, it's a good. This photo is a good example of the beginning of the project. No, the intention of discover something new, without knowing what's behind you, what's the next. No, so looking for this through this hole in this wall. It was really nice, and this photo was taken in the first edition in one of the installations. And this is the spirit of the project. This kind of mixing authors as architects, designers, this kind of creativity that make changing the city in some way. So through these years, we did many projects, more than 160 projects in this city. It's named Logroño. It's in the north of Spain. It's the city where I was born. And when I started doing the festival, I decided to do in this city because I wanted to develop the project in a place I really know well, no? Because it was important to open this process with a really good approach to the place we want to develop it. And because of that, we could go through not only the city center, where here it was the beginning of the project, to amplify what we are doing and go through other neighborhoods and areas, no? So from there, we built a project for a city, but more than a city, it's connected with the people who are living there. We wanted to open a conversation with the people. Because of that, in those photos, you are seeing many people doing things, because it's the important thing of the project. Connect again with the people who are living there, and think in the public spaces in different way. Transform the idea we have from them, and work in different processes, in different strategies. Because at the end, what we are trying to do, it's using the architecture and design as a methodology to understand better ourselves, understand better the environment we are living in, and connect in different ways with the people who are around. Nowadays, you can imagine, no? What kind of borders are built in between different neighborhoods, in between different group of people, in between the people who are coming to our countries or the people who are from there. So what we are, after the years, what we discover is that many of the practices we display in Concéntrico are relevant to engage better this kind of connection, this kind of social impact we have through the different communities in a city. So at the end, what we discovered through the years is this project really local, done with the companies, the producers, the press team, the photographers are locals, but with this kind of different teams coming from countries like Czech Republic, but Poland, England, France, Italy, Romania, Finland, US, many countries around, could create a combination between the local and the global, and reconnect in some way with different practices through the years. As I was trying to explain, this book is like a stop for us, because we did many things through the years, and we take a moment to think about, but how we started doing this. What's the next? How can we go on? And I think our conversation with Kristýna is going to help us not to think about, and with you, to help to develop the new things coming. So in these 10 years of Concéntrico, we did more than 160 projects. The video of the beginning we wanted to play here because it's the only video and the only projects out of the book, because it's the video of the last edition in June 2025. So we stopped to research through the huge archive we have in 2024, and from there we discover the different connections between the different practices, the different projects, and we try to explain with the help of the co-editor of the book is Nick Axel. He's the deputy director of eFlux. Maybe you know it is the really well-known newsletter edited in New York. And what we wanted in this combination of him and me was a double level of how can we go in the archive of the book. No, he was in touch with us from the beginning of the project because of eFlux and others, and we can combine in these two ways. No, all the work from inside. As me, as the founder of the project and director and a co-editor of the book, and Nick Axel having a look from outside, no, with his expertise in many things. With the publisher Park Books from Switzerland, we try to put in order the things, explain what we did. Maybe any one of you came to Concéntrico. Maybe you can stand up your hands if anyone come or not. Maybe next year in June 2026. Because this is a really good thing, no? After the 10 years, we decided to imagine other formats to explain our ideas, the things we are trying to go deeper. And we thought that the book could be a really good tool to amplify the things done in Logroño, done in Spain with this kind of global perspective. So this book is divided in 7 chapters. I'm going to go quickly through them because after that, the more important part is this conversation with them. But maybe the first one is identity and fiction. It makes sense for the book because many of the projects has this kind of environment. What's identity? What's fiction? Living. What you feel living in a place? What kind of connection has with the place you are living in? With the people who are around from that city but not from the other? What kind of identity you create around you? These kind of things are part of a memory of a place, but some of them are part of a fiction in some way. So this kind of combination is part of many of the things we did in Logroño. Here, the first photo you are having a look, it's around this park, the Espolón Park. It's the central park of the city, this kind of really big central spot where people goes and walk, see other people and meet other people and have a look or sit So these kind of places are relevant for us because many people around of the city has memories of that. So we try to work with this kind of places, as you can see here. It's a photo from the 70s where people goes there and take a photo from the city with the horse that is in the center of the park. You can see here, it's in the blue point there. It's this monumental horse, no, with memories for many people. Maybe you can imagine some memories you have created with Prague, for example, with other cities, or where you take a photo when you visit another city. Because this is relevant to create a memory of a place, the memory for the locals, the memory for the people who are in a digital audience looking for it. So we try to play with those kind of places here with Iza Rutkowska, this horse. This horse could be a toy, could be a politic manifesto against that other monument. This kind of combination, it's part of the relevance of Concéntrico because all the audience is general. It's not a project for maybe, for example, professionals or people who are really involved in design or architecture. We try to ask things to all the audience, and some people can answer from their point of view, their background. It's important for us, so we try to build a project which is close to everybody, because at the end, a city, no? It's like if the client is the city is really diverse. It's really different in some way. So this kind of project try to understand many things from the horse, what kind of monument we can create nowadays, what's the relevant things for us, and Etha did in a really good way because her horse, you can't jump on the horse by yourself alone. You need the help of someone. So it's not more an individual statue or monument. It's like a collective project you can see here in the first photo, no? Like a family creating their new identity and their new connection, their new memory with a place they are working with. No, so this kind of playable places, or but with a political background in some way, is what we try to do in this kind of identity and fiction. This horse was relevant for us, but this project by Bill and Ham in the same place works in a really nice way in the same aspect. No, he created this house for Espartero in some way. It's a real fiction, no? And we discover many people jump inside the fountain for first time since 40 years, because at the beginning there was no fountain around the statue. So many people arrive there and create a new fiction there, because you can see here how Willem create a real fiction with the Espartero, to ring him, and people say to us, "Can I go in the house?" Imagine, no, what kind of fiction could you create only displaying something new for the people. This kind of ideas coming from the identity and fiction are really well connected with this second chapter. It's heritage and symbolism. There are many and more in Prague, no? These kind of huge buildings that you can't do nothing with them from your nowadays perspective. It's impossible to dialogue with them because are huge, are relevant. They have many memories, many meanings for the people. So we try to talk with them too, because at the end, we try to add new kind of approach to them, make more close to the locals, not only for tourists, no, to take a photo of the place. So this kind of heritage, more in Europe, there are a lot. Here is the Cathedral of Logroño, La Redonda. You see, you know, so big, the section, no? It's really huge. The way they talk to the public space just in front, this plaza just in front. So you see here the entrance of the church, the cathedral, and here you see here this thing. It was the project by Matteo Guidone and Enrico Dusi. They wanted to develop something in contrast, to explain what's the size of the entrance, because this dome, it was made by fabric, it was flexible, it was in movement in some way, and it was in total contrast with the church, no? It's stone, it's permanent, no? And this way, we try to imagine the scale of the church, the scale of the city, the scale of the entrance, and in some way translate some of the meanings makes this building or this kind of heritage relevant. From there, we did many other projects, not only with old heritage. For example, here, the cover of the book is this really clever project by Palma from Mexico. This huge square, it's like the more relevant square in Logroño. It's where the concerts are done with the festivities, like all the things around, no? So they decided to change this empty square that is really good for some moments, but others is totally empty, no? In this way, they build these 3 circles to build new ways to use it, to create new memories for that in that kind of symbolism. Because the city hall is a symbolism for the city, about democratic period of Spain, about the modern aspect of life now from the 70s when it was built by Rafael Moneo. And nowadays, we try to build other kind of symbolism in a democratic way. People see it not like that, all of you looking to me, no, in a more like a place where others can be around and display with them. So from there, we try to explain other kind of approach from Concéntrico. The third and the fourth chapters are related to the process. Process open with the people from the city. This third chapter is named temporary but social, because through it we try to make new uses with this kind of temporary aspect, but social connection. This photo is really nice for us because when you make things in a group, no, it's make more useful some aspects of life. This was a Tools for Action project where people only takes one light. The power of the button to turn off or turn off the light makes them live the night through the walk we did, but only not only about the heritage, about now talking about cities, cars, and many other things. This kind of temporary but social is totally connected with this project by 44 Flavors from Germany. They try to identify this small provisional and temporary parking. You see here, it was a horrible place. There is nothing happening there. And this is not the more important photo. Maybe it's this one, to clean the place and to put a bit order. They display this playground to a skate park, no? To skate and to go there in a place there was nothing. Suddenly appears this kind of skate park. You can see here. Yeah, these kind of temporary things are not used in these aspects, are used in other areas of heritage too. This kind of place where you can go and sit or go with your bike and ride around, or it's the market square, or this huge table by Picado de Blas, where you can go and lunch where you want, without rules, without order. No, this way you can, or paint. It depends. No, when you have no rules, the imagination creates new ways to be in cities. This is connected with these fourth chapters, the collective and cooperative one, because we try to open new or other kind of strategies with entities from city. For example, this one is within a school. The school is, it was for many times a bit out of the city because it was problematic in some way, but nowadays students are proud of the school. So they wanted to build by themselves the project with the help of Santiago Cirujeda, and they decided to create these scenarios around the school. But the scenario was to go out of the school and be part of the community around the school, no? To create a concert, a performance, a stage to talk with the people who are around. This kind of projects, maybe the most relevant one was done by Izaskun Chinchilla. This 100 of chairs was done through a survey done during a year, and each people decide what kind of chair wanted, where wanted to display the chair, and do different groups of conversation with the chairs moving through the city. You know, this kind of idea of where I want to be seated, why the bench is there but not there, and my group is like that and not like that. No, these kind of things. The five and it's connected with this idea of urban ecologies. No? Nowadays, cities are the most important place to change, to transform our environments. From mobility, as you see here, with this project by Benedetto Ufalino, where he displayed this wooden deck over the cars to contrast in between the individual aspect of a car, because the car is maybe the most relevant property of each one, to show what money you have, what's the power you have. You can imagine different brands of cars, and you can imagine what's that. And he wanted to put people above the cars and empower the people to build a new way to create a meaning for that. Or this project by Make It Rain, only to rain bricks. You can, doing only that action, you can refresh the environment because of the properties of the bricks, and the water goes through the bricks and the filter, and you see here, no, the graphic with the different environment. Through this, we did many other projects about trees and others, and maybe the last chapters are the more connected with real things. No? The sixth one is the playable cities, where we did many things around that, from going through a bench which is moving, it's not fixed to the place, or this basket place where you can put your balloon everywhere, so there is no rules to play there, or to use sports like tennis here in the same square of the beginning, or this really nice playground by Studio Sidiana. After Nami-Nami, for sure, they will explain many things, because this kind of playable aspects of cities are relevant because in some way disconnect us from our standards life, no, and makes a real change for us. The last chapter is connected with this one because it's this idea of connect the domestic aspect of life with the public aspect of life, and this is really relevant, no? How we feel our home, but how we feel our city. It's really different. So because of that, we try to domestic the city, the public spaces, through tables, through different kind of tables where there is not clear how you sit, how you display around, or this kind of table where you can see the wine jar around, because Logroño is around this region, or this kind of system of chairs or tables close to a library. Now it's inside the library. So all those projects make it, maybe it's a good starting point, no, to start the conversation with them after. So thank you.
Thank you, Javier, for the very engaging presentation. And now let me invite here Jan Mach from Studio Mjölk. The floor is yours.
Which one?
I think that any of them works.
Can you hear me? Is it good?
Yeah?
Okay. Okay, and which one? This one. Okay, so as it has been said, I'm Jan from Mjölk Architects. I start with a picture of our city, which is Liberec, and then I skip for Logroño. How do you say it? Logroño. And I think it's so it was very welcoming for us, and kind of we felt like home because it's approximately the same size. It's also on the north of the country, so it was very easy to get the orientation around there, because it was like the railway station will be there and the McDonald's over there, and it was like that. So we really enjoyed the stay. We spent there approximately a week or 10 days in 2018. Which makes me think how much different things used to be in this time. It was pre-COVID, and our office only consisted of 6 people, and we've been able to take 3 of us, like the half of the office, to spend 10 days in Spain, which I cannot exactly imagine doing again this time, but maybe we should do. I make a quick overview of the other projects because we also had a good idea, I think, to bring our favorite photographers, Boys Play Nice, who also took everything and went to Logroño for 10 days with us to enjoy the city. And they took all those pictures of the other projects. So it was also very nice to walk around the city and see these structures slowly to emerge from nowhere during the 1 week or something like that. And I'm not going to describe all those, but I really, from your presentation, I really think it's a smart way of doing it, because there were never any topics of CONCÉNTRICO, I think, which is smart, because you let just people creative people to play for a decade, and then you collect it and create the groups of projects and stories on it, which is like back engineering of the ideas, and I think it's really smart. So these are the projects, and we really enjoy them. It was also working like you just walk around and meet the people from all around the world, explaining you what they are doing exactly. And this is, okay, we're getting to our project. So we've been given this place, which is slightly on the north, in like still historical part of the city. So we can see some kind of a monastery. I think it is a monastery. And it was in a new development of like small, like not a low-rise building development. And we've been given this place, which was a playful area for kids, a little public space. And we've been thinking, what can we do? And we have decided to work with the lantern because it was in the middle of the space. And we wanted to design a very small and lightweight, like a jewelry structure around this one lantern to give it an extra opinion of what the light can do in the evening. And it was just a resting place, making the area nicer. So we have designed this. CONCÉNTRICO told us it's a good idea to do it, so we have sent them these pictures, and this was the cutting plan of the whole structure. So we only cut 10 same pieces of these from the plywood, and we didn't do any testing before, and so we really hoped it will be perfect. Because if you see those little crosses, they were the joints. So we didn't want to use any joint material like nails or glue. So we just put the structure together by hammering the crosses on the rest of the structure. And surprisingly for everybody, I think, it did a good job and it holds together. I think it was one of the easiest building process. It was just 3 or 4 days in 3 people and one scaffolding, quite easy. So we also had time to take pictures with birds and wander around the other installations and have drinks and spicy hamburgers and everything. And it was, I think it was a coincidence that it happened that the jewelry itself kind of started to work with the church quite well, and the crosses and everything. So this is still from the building process. It's not finished yet. And once we edit all the pieces together, and then we've been just observing how it works when the sun was going down and the lantern started to light. It changed the atmosphere sometimes quite nicely, I think. And yes, this was the place you could sit and look at the light. I think it's the end.
Well, thank you very much, Anta. I'm looking forward to ask you some questions afterwards in the discussion. So now please, Tomáš Kozelský from KOGAA's view. Not yet.
Should I try one of those other 3s?
Cool.
Now, yeah, perfect. Thank you. So yeah, our studio was invited to CONCÉNTRICO in 2020. What I would like to say about the festival, it was this kind of like a pure joy for architect. It's like the moment when you're doing something as a professional, I don't know, you are a professional skier, and suddenly one day you have this kind of like a beautiful moment that you can enjoy the slope for yourself. So there was CONCÉNTRICO for us, this kind of like you're taking off the pressure and you really enjoy what you do as a profession with a certain lightness. So we were addressed, we were invited to come there and to build a pavilion, and we're like thinking what we should bring there. And a year before, we did this little pavilion, what you see on the left side, for the city of Brno, and it was to present the kind of like a development strategy for Brno till 2030, and it was a lot about sustainability, about the heat islands, about safety of the cities, and so on. So we're thinking, hey, actually, we have pretty good drink. It has a certain story. We can work with that. And CONCÉNTRICO give us the opportunity to maybe use some plywood that we can just send a data to Spain, and they will, for us, fabricate whatever we need. So we came with some idea of like, instead of having a scaffolding, to make it nice wooden base, easy to build. So we sent the data to Spain, and it took us quite some time. That was basically the design we were expecting to have. And the time it was taking to us end up with us not being able to choose this kind of super fancy places and these historical monuments. And we had this urban void, you know, like this fallen house, which is missing there. You see only this kind of like a parking lot took its place. There was the garbage bins. There was no greenery. It's fully exposed to the sun. And we're just thinking, okay, so we wanted to talk about the heat islands in Brno. So now we have a chance to prove that we are not full of ourselves, and we can go like to Spain and see if it actually works. So we packed our things. We took this inflatable part. We took our van. We furbished it with these kind of little tables with all the tools we needed, and we traveled to Spain. And there came a few surprises. First of all, the 40 degrees in the site, like actually really made us to work only certain hours of a day. We came there on Monday, and we knew that on Wednesday at 9, we are handing over our project to the festival. And we were having this kind of like expectations. It's Latin Spain, you know, it's going to be 9 p.m. It was 9 a.m. So we realized when we arrived there, we have 1 day less than we were expected. And what we totally didn't expect was like when you choose a parking lot as an urban void, that there is going to be a difference. It can do a laser, right? So what you see here, these lines on the ground, these are the altitude lines. So the difference in our circle, which was 14 meters in diameter, the height difference was 70 centimeters. We didn't expect that, and all our legs were of the same height. And if you do a smallest change in the lower structure, the inflatable part will like totally show it, it will deform, and it will be absolutely not as beautiful as we wanted. So we had a lot of fun with actually trying to nivellate it, to really put it in the horizontality. We spent there basically working till midnight, like trying to do it as silent as possible and to wake up the people living around. And we were given the information that somebody should come and help us with the electricity because our installation was shining. We knew it's going to be the email company, the electricians. They told us they're coming tomorrow at 3 p.m. I mean, at 3 p.m. start ringing, all in this historical city center start ringing the bells. And there is coming like 5 vans, describe email. I mean, like at the moment when the bells stopped ringing, the last van stopped, jumped out 20 people. Those were students of the High School of Electricity, and we were having for them like a work. We're expecting it's going to take them 3-4 hours. They were done in 20 minutes. It was like unbelievable. But thanks to that, we could proceed to actually putting this massive inflatable thing that weighs almost like 700 kilos. It's more than half a ton, to put it on and inflate it. So thanks to the guys, we put them around. They were helping us to hold it. We started inflating, and there was the moment when I realized that, again, as what Honza was mentioning, we didn't have a chance to test the ring. So we just hoped that the diameter of the foundation is the same as of the inflatable. And when we inflate it, it's not going to fall inside or fall over. So here I'm standing back because I'm praying on the other side. We had the masks because we were in the middle of a COVID, so the 40 degrees plus the masks were quite challenging. And like this is the result when it's already standing with this kind of like urban texture, like when they are meeting with the historical areas around. We really managed to turn it in this kind of like a little square. That's what actually the name in Spanish, Circo Aéreo, was supposed to be like an air square, which now we have actually a company related with this product called Air Square. We actually managed to create quite a significant amount of shade in that space, and actually like really become a place where people start stopping and they start using it also in their free time when there was no activities. And that was the final result. And that's everything from us. And I just want to thanks for the possibility to be at Concentrico. And if any of you have a chance to go there, to visit, or to build there, it's definitely worth it. It's Rioja, so you can always buy a wine there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tomáš. And now, last but not least, Klára Koldová from Nami-Nami. Welcome on stage.
Halo, halo? Už to funguje?
Díky. Hi, I'm Klára. I'm from Nami-Nami Studio, and I'll talk about an installation which we did for the last CONCÉNTRICO. So unfortunately, it's not in the book, but hopefully maybe in the next one. I'm an architect, and my husband Eduard is a product designer, and together we have our little studio. This is our installation. It was called Wildlings. And what we do is that in our projects, we explore how spatial design can support free and imaginative play in urban environments. So as it is our long-term focus, we decided to bring this topic of free children's play also to Concentrico. And we designed our installation as a space for play for children, but also for adults if they felt like joining in. We wanted to reflect specifically on the phenomenon of urban childhood, the fact that many children today have very few opportunities to get in real contact with nature, to really explore, to get dirty, to touch it. They don't build those tiny fairy houses in the woods as much as we used to. Today, children play on fenced playgrounds with plastic toys, and of course, they play on screens. So we decided to recreate a piece of forest floor in the middle of the city. We used natural materials like local soil and stones and branches that we collected in the forest, a lot of pine cones. And we surrounded it with translucent drapes to make a soft boundary between the sensory experience inside and the hustle of the city outside. What we wanted was to invite visitors to slow down a bit, to step in the installation and to touch it, to feel it, and to play. So we've created few temporary structures inside, like those little huts and houses and stone ornaments. But we've left most of the materials free for the visitors to use for their own creations. That was really important for us because we see play as a form of exploration, as a way of understanding space through physical experience. So we try to make conditions for this to happen in a very simple but open way. The process, of course, was a bit different than we've planned, and I'm glad we are not the only one, as I've heard Tomáš talking about it. So we arrived to Logroño about 2 weeks before the festival started. We wanted to make sure we have everything in time, and also we wanted to make it a bit of family holiday because we were coming with our 2 little kids. So the first thing was the heat. It was like 35 to 40 degrees every day, And like my weather app said that the average is like 25. So we were not really expecting that much. So we were just trying to survive every day, and we couldn't work at nights because our kids had to go to sleep. But the bigger problem was that the stones, which, as you could see, were very essential for the structure, they were just holding it all together. They arrived about 4 days after we expected, and it was the time we thought we already be finishing, and also the time our babysitting grandma had to leave because she came with us for the first week. So we just ended up building the whole thing with our 2 kids running around. It was really beautiful, but also completely exhausting. And luckily, we had our photographer Vojta Veškrna with us, who not only took all these beautiful pictures, but also worked as a babysitter and a builder. So thank you, Vojta. So we managed somehow to make it work, but with the storms with the heat came also sudden storms and a lot of rain and strong winds. And we were really not expecting that either. So we had to come up with ways how to reinforce our structure. It was really lightweight because we just brought it up all in our backpacks in the plane. So it was not meant to withstand such rains and winds. So we had to reinforce it, and we kept repairing it even during the festival. And there were some moments when we thought, or at least I thought, that it will not survive until the end. But luckily, Edda is the most skillful person in the world and also the most stubborn. So he managed to keep it standing somehow for the 5 days. And also the biggest storm came just the night after the festival ended. So it attracted quite a lot of attention, both offline but also online afterwards. But most of the people just walked around carefully and watched it and took pictures. But then there were some who actually were brave enough to step in and to move things and build their own creations. There were some groups of kids who went completely crazy in like the best way possible and really enjoyed their visit. And it was amazing for us to see that it was different every evening, like with the little houses emerging and all different creations and pine cones everywhere. So I would say that in the end it worked exactly as we hoped. It was a space for creation and for people to reconnect with nature and their own imagination. And for us, it was not only an installation, but also an experiment and a family story full of chaos and improvisation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. And I would like to invite you now on the stage, but we don't have chairs yet, so maybe we'll have to wait for some to arrive. Great. Please join me, everyone here now on stage. And there is 4 of you, so please everyone can have his or her own mic. It's going to be practical. And you have your, okay. So please. So, welcome once more here in camp. Thank you very much for joining us. And my first question is going to be to Javier. The festival is based on temporary interventions into urban space. And my question is, has it brought any permanent change to the city, meaning maybe to some public spaces or to the way the local community works or to the identity of the city? How did the festival change Logroño?
Yeah, for us, the temporary aspects of the project has different ways to work with. For us, temporary is things we can do in an experimental way, innovate with it, and think how can we go deeper, not think about the durability of things, or because these kind of aspects make us take less risks in some way. So after the 10 years, what we decided is to explore other kind of formats where we can explore other things. The book is one of this strategy to do these things, to explore other people, to share knowledge with others. But of course, we are trying to move to other kind of permanent things. Because of that, we, for example, did a competition with the municipality to create the first climate island of the city to preserve from this kind of weather of this June, for example. And of course, those projects has other time because they need to make with many reviews from the technicians from the municipality, from many departments. For example, we did the competition, the winning was selected in January 2025. From there, they started doing the final project with the contract. They give to the municipality the project on October, and now they are working on the development of that. So imagine this kind of time, no? During this period, we can go on thinking deeper, using the fountains as you saw in the film of the beginning, and those kind of things are coming because the societies are changing. So sometimes we discuss about what kind of permanent things we can do, what kind of temporary. Now we feel that this kind of format make us more flexible, more connected with the different ways of people who are coming from the schools when we go to schools and take part with them. So yeah, we think that this kind of permanent memories for us are the more relevant ones, and is the way we want to go on and go on working on the festival.
So you think that the experience with having the city full of different installations and different projects led to some other way the people use the public space in Logroño, like also during the time where festivals takes place, or has it changed the way people use public space there?
For example, in the beginning, of course, it was really relevant for us. When we started, you saw the first map I did. At the beginning, we only did projects in the city center, like the real city center, around what they did, Lantern and on this area. It was the street in the middle of that area is Portales Street, and it was a real border in between the two areas of that center. There were people that said to us that they never come back to that square from the last edition. So imagine what's the power of building things for the locals or for the audience of the city, because they change the way they see the places. This is important because we have many psychological aspects about we go this place but not this place. The people living there, I don't like them, but I like these ones. So these kind of things we have in our heads are important to be solved or to take care of them, because at the end you create new other groups of new other ghettos, no, in between people, and at the end thinking in public spaces, thinking in how can we connect again, because at the end, of course, you are going always to the same bars, to the same restaurants, to the same museums, or to the same activities by yourself, with your group you are identified in some way. But create this kind of places where the rules are not clear, you can suddenly see someone you are not expected to meet there, and you reconnect in some way with other people, and it's a really good and more useful nowadays when we see this kind of disconnection between people, or this kind of new borders created, no, by ourselves. So it's important to take care of those things, because the social aspects of living in a place are relevant to build better cities, better communities, better way to better environments too.
Okay, great, thank you. If you have any question, please write it down on Slido, and I'll pose the question to our guests later on. But now I'll ask Honza. The question is, how does the experience of being part of CONCÉNTRICO influence your later practice in architecture and your thinking about public spaces? Maybe some particular project you have seen there, or maybe the way people use and engage with public space in Spain, in Logroño. How did this experience influence your future practice?
Okay, thank you for the question. I mean, we've been involved in a few more occasions like this. I would name Hello Wood in Hungary, which we really enjoy. And it was always for us, I changed the question a little bit. I mean, we always used this time of building in a different environment for ourselves, having a time to reflect the situation in our country. It's always good to go to some different place, see how things are a little bit different. It's, as I said in the beginning of my talk here, the city was very familiar to us in its size and everything, but it's a little bit different. I mean, the weather is different, people are more social maybe, and so yeah, it was good always for us to have the time to, in this slight difference, to see the little detail that shapes your ideas when you back in your country. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell maybe what are the differences between how people use public space over there in Logroño and how people use public space in Liberec?
It is different. I don't really believe in the weather thing. It's not the real thing, and I'm not really familiar about the situation in Logroño. I think it's also on the north, and it's a little bit, maybe a little bit a periphery also of the Spain, if I read it correctly, which is also similar to our city. So there are really things that are similar. But then there is the nature of Spain people and Czech people, and it's different, definitely.
And do you think that something like CONCÉNTRICO could take place in Liberec and would be successful and people would engage?
We would need Javier to
Definitely.
No, but
then it is possible.
It's a part of a process, because when you start doing things, it's like you are going to display something, maybe people are a bit aware at the beginning, like what's this, or so you have to open the conversation, go slow, and at the end, time is part of the strategy to time work with people and develop it. I feel many people want to improve their environment, so it's something could work there.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it in Liberec. It's great. Maybe Javier, you'll have to move there.
Yeah, I can't stay here more.
It's a bit cold over there. It's a very rainy city. Well, so Klára, your project revolved around the theme of play, not only children's play, but mostly free play of children. And so my question is, do Czech and Spanish children play differently? Or did you notice any interesting thing about the way children engaged with the objects and with the intervention as general? And has it somehow influenced the way you think about the topic of free play, or have you learned something that you didn't know and that the experience brought you?
Thank you for the question. Does it work?
Maybe not yet. Working on it?
Should I try?
Yeah,
Okay.
super.
Honestly, I think that Spanish and Czech people, Czech children, they are both like children. So I think their play is not really different. But what I saw at the installation, I think the important part is you have to let them play. And even though we try to make it really like interactive, and it was written there on the information panel, like you can do your own stuff and you can build your own structures. There were many parents who were like, don't touch it, be careful. And you see it, maybe it was because it was like an installation, so it's not really like public space, it's something different. But you see this kind of behavior in public space in Prague or even at the playground, like parents telling their kids to be careful all the time. So I don't think it's different in Spain, but what I take from it is like it's really important to encourage parents to let children just be children.
Yeah, it's definitely very important. And have you tried making some project of this type also in Czech Republic, maybe in Prague or other city here?
Yeah, we've made some. Maybe one I can mention is that for last year's landscape festival, which is kind of similar to CONCÉNTRICO, it's a bit smaller, and there's no Javier, but it's a similar concept. So we made like a pavilion for play. It wasn't for nature play. It was more like play with loose parts, but the idea was the same. Like it was also like a circle. Maybe we just like circles, but it was also like just a space for children to be free and use what they find there. But the good thing was that it had like a boundary which was not translucent, and there were some information written outside about free play and about urban childhood because we wanted to like open a discussion. But then it kind of led the kids to be inside and the parents outside, and no one was really telling them that much what to do.
Interesting. So now let's move to our last but not least guest, Tomáš. I would like to know what were the differences between working in Czech context and Spanish context. I mean, it must be very complicated to deliver a project in different environment, different legislation, different culture of everyday life, different craftsmen and craftsmanship. So, what were the challenges of working in Spain? And I don't mean the 9 a.m. p.m. thing that you've already mentioned. So, what were the other challenges?
Yeah, well, the temperature, you know, I would underline it. I'm not the person, I mean, like Honza said, he doesn't believe in weather. That's very nice. But I mean, like from 35 degrees, I have a red line and I don't work that well. I was very surprised about like helpful all the team around CONCÉNTRICO was, and like how much all the city and the team around like Javier was kind of like helping to it. We did few another festivals, we collaborated with multiple municipalities, and I have to admit that I never got this support and such an importance with such a small impact into the city. And the fact is that what we built in CONCÉNTRICO, we developed it a little bit farther, and the pavilion traveled in 14 other locations around the world. The farthest was in Seattle, where is like one copy of it. It's being used by a local theater. And I would say, like, if I can compare this Czech and somewhere abroad. Like the craziest, what we managed to build here in Spain, in France, the craziest is Germany. Like, we had to get official certifications for the wood that the wood burns. We had to get it officially certified to Germany to say plywood is burnable. We know we had to have it like with a stamp. We had to put it through aerospace engineering testing. We actually had to like take the same tests as you're putting a plane in the aerodynamics to know that it's not going to fly away. And yeah, so I would say that Spain is like amazing place to build, to play. It's fun. The people are really like supporting you, and I'm glad we had the opportunity. If you want to invite us anytime, we would love to come there. And yeah, and in Czech it's okay, but there it's kind of cooler.
But hot.
I know. Yeah.
Yes, so now is the occasion. If anyone here in the audience has any question, just raise your hand or wave at me, or you can also post your question on Slido. But if we don't have any question yet, so I'll ask some more questions. Javier, in the introduction of your book, you tell that one of your aims, one of your objectives is to imagine new ways of inhabiting the city. And I would like to know what has the festival and the 10 years experience taught you about the way we use public space normally? And what are the new ways that we can be using it, maybe in your context?
At the end, what's maybe the most important thing is this idea of no rules. No, there are many projects in the book that are the shape of the things. What's the use of that, of the lantern? It's really nice because at the end, you have many lanterns in all the cities, no? But what they did is putting a bench around it. Putting a bench, circular one, where you can see the others. It's really nice. We have some photos of people having dinner there, like a social meeting to share, to discuss around the lantern. And it's nice because you see the others, no? And it's something like creating new uses, no? The most important thing is that one, that with those projects, we are talking to the people in a human scale, because sometimes when you are an urbanist or an architect, you are thinking in buildings or, our huge new streets or new as the exhibition we have there, no? The new transformation of Prague or whatever, no? This kind of huge scales, and at the end, I think that the people don't understand those scales, but they are more comfortable with those scales. We are working in CONCÉNTRICO because we think in benches, we think in the way we are close ones to the others, the way we are seeing the others, the way we are touching, the way we are feeling the materials. And it's important to engage to the others. And I feel that there are, I try to explain from there, there is more and more new possible business in those things, because more and more mayors in the world or in cities must to think in those things, maybe because of the climate and they have to cover some places or change the way you can use them, but maybe because the people understand that it's better to engage in a new way. So those all those projects has this kind of no rules, no? Because in the cover you can see here, no? You can see that this. I was not explaining this project, but this was a nice project with two scales, no? And it's important, this idea of thinking in the complete place, but in the individual aspect of them. No? The entrance of the building is here, so the empty square is always walkable through all the lines, because the central point is in the dark place in between the two triangles of the building. They decided to create these three circles to add a new rule to work with the place, and you can walk through the hole in between the three circles. but suddenly you can sit on them. No? So this kind of combination of scales, of rules, makes people create a new way to see the others, maybe put a bit out of the standard of the normal day, no? And make us think about how can we be in the future some way.
Maybe if anyone of our guests want to add something, maybe from your other experiences of urban festivals and interventions, feel free to join the conversation. Yeah, Tomáš?
I would maybe just say, because like with the format of CONCÉNTRICO, it made us think a lot. It started from the kindergartens. Now we have like the boom of building kindergartens in Czech Republic, and suddenly when we see this kind of buildings, we are just questioning the way we were raised, and that we were like missing a certain layer of understanding spaces and design. And now imagine, just like constantly in my head, imagine that you are having citizens of Logroñu who are used to every year have the chance to see what the public spaces are able to offer. You know, I'm pretty sure that the festival is coming and these old ladies are just like questioning, I'm curious if they're gonna put these kind of like weird tables in this place again. It was really cool. We had a good lunches here, right? And then imagine like residents of cities where they know that the public spaces needs to be furbished with a sculpture or fountain. And you come to them and you say, hey, we should do here like something, I don't know, organic table. They're going to be like, are you crazy? We have one type of rules and we follow them. So just this kind of a festival with 10 years of a history has such a magnificent impact on the education and understanding of the people living there. So suddenly they are able to, on every architecture of every part of the built environment, they have a possibility to kind of assess it from different point of views. And in my opinion, I would say that like every slightly bigger town, not saying city, but a town with more than 10,000 people should have, by obligation, their own CONCÉNTRICO, at least in Europe, you know.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's my opinion.
Cool.
No, it's there are many ways, no, because many cities has this kind of music festival, photography festival, literature festival, whatever, that are thinking about other aspects of culture. But this kind of culture that make us understanding better our environments is relevant, no, to go on as a society, no.
Another question to Javier. You mentioned it also in the presentation. Well, everything that happens in public space is political. It's a political act, and anything that's political could be controversial, could be like object of different insights, different opinions, different experiences. And did you face any like type of backlash or negative reactions, or has any of the interactions caused something? Some riot in the city or anything like that?
No, for us, what we understand is we go with the people in a slow way. So we try to be confident with them. No, like it's not like putting all together. Like in the beginning, we did 7 projects. Now we are doing 23. It's a conversation that it's not it's coming from us, but coming from them. So at the end, we are going deeper and taking new risks because we are doing questions that are going answered by them. So it's a really good process, open from the confidence from both. No, so because of that, as this kind of client, it's the city. We try to display practices from many different aspects, with many different backgrounds, because at the end we don't want to only focus in something or only focus in a way to work with architecture in public spaces. So we try to be diverse in the way we are offering the different experience for a year. Because of that, each one, when they visit, they can take their own, because they come from here, so they like this, but not like this. But at the end, they have a general idea of this walk, no, of this overview of everything. No, so what we try is not to, how can I say, it's like, what we try is not to be bored of what we are doing. Because of that, we say to the new people coming that all the cities are viable to work with. Because at the end, we are researching with them what's the next for us. No? So this is something that, of course, we take risks sometimes. Risks from the huge things we do, or from the reaction of the people who maybe cannot understand something. For example, this year the sauna by Leopold Banchini was something like we don't expect. Or what's the use of that? Like, people are going to use the roundabout with cars around, get without your clothing there in the city center with all the cars around. It's the main street of the city. And suddenly we open the possibility of book your bath in some way.
Sauna time.
And and it was all sold out in the first day or something like that. So we need to open more places in each time to use it, because we said maybe nobody wants to take a bath in a real fountain or something. No, but these kind of things make us think, or make the technicians of the city think too about what can be the future uses of water. How can we use water in cities in a different way? What's the usage of a monumental? So at the end, we are always in some tension, because with that we take better answers from them. No, it's not about repeating itself, or like knowing what works and put again and again and again, or asking like you and you and you, and take you did this there and take here, and it's not about putting all together. We try to open a conversation with each author too, with each inviter, and through the calls for proposals. We just opened yesterday the call for proposals for the next year, so I invite you to have a look at them, because are open, and with them what we try is to open the same process, like slow, try to imagine where to display the project with them, with Circo Aéreo. It was impossible to display, there was no place in the city center to that huge thing. So we said, okay, the parking is the perfect, no, because it was the quickest way to display something and to show what can be the use of that place in a better way than only for cars. No? So yeah, it's exploration we do with the people, with the participants, and everybody at the end takes some part in the good result of everything. And of course, we like when we tension, no? When the answer it's like coming from a different point of view.
So, does anyone have a question to Javier, Honza, Klára, or Tomáš? Great. So, I can pass you mic. Oh, no, it's there. Okay. Sorry. You can keep it.
Hello, I have a question to Javier. Javier, if the festival had any impact on the city itself, since it's happening since 10 years, you said, I think?
Yep.
So if there is some impact on the behavior or approach of the town hall or just inhabitants?
Yep. Yeah, for example, the competitions we did last year, one was related with the diversity department of the town hall. They wanted to use our competitions to develop something, like some aspects that are, of course, about the transformation of a city, but aspects about transformation of social impact in the neighborhood we wanted to display. So we did a small, it was a plot of the city center that it's nothing happening. So we try to open that place for a group of children that are used to work in a bit problematic neighborhood. So they have some lessons during the afternoons. So we thought, why they are always inside a classroom and why we can't imagine maybe a outdoors place for them to engage or to practice other kind of research or methodologies of working with them, with the children. So we opened a competition for that plot, and now we give them the keys for the municipality, to go on and to now they are planting plants and green areas there, and it's nice because it's not the real public space. It's like some semi. It's public, but it's because the property is from the municipality, but it's close in some way. So these kind of places are really nice for us, and it's really amazing that the town hall asked to be part of those competitions, because our project is done from an independent entity. So it's not we are not part of them. And for example, that competition we did last year too about the climate island. The climate island, it's coming from a report, an inform from the municipality to identify the 19 critic places of the city where they have to act to change something because of the weather, because of of course, the weather is not the same now than in the beginning of the festival. Nobody was thinking, well, not nobody, but in 2015, the idea of climate change or aspects of mobility, of bikes, cars, was not on the table like nowadays. So it was nice to discover that report of the city, and we take the report and we say, we want to be useful for you, and we want to do the competition for one of these critic places and to do the first permanent thing. So as I was explaining before, we are now doing that thing, and it's going to be built, I hope, during 2026, but with the rules and with the times and with the bureaucracy of a municipality that takes a lot of time, but because there are many departments taking part of that. Electrician, fire, I don't know, it's like Germany now. Now we are suddenly change everything, because it's normal. It's like accessibility, durability of the materials, lights, the security of everything. So it takes their time, and it's good for us. But now the competitions we opened yesterday, it's about the same report. Like there are 18 more points in the city, locations where they have to act in some way. So we open a competition for temporary structures because we wanted to explore maybe some 1 or 2 or 3 different strategies to work in those places. So for us, it's talking about Logroño because they has their own aspects, but at the end we want to do like to offer to the people as a system of possible ways to transform this play or this play or this place through the competition. And for us it's good because at the end it's taking some needs the city has, and we go through our solutions with the different people. So we try to be part of the city or the needs the city has or the needs of the schools. There are many schools. We did the Studio Sidiana playground. We did. It was in this one. It was in a central square named San Bartolomé. This really nice playground. This was designed for those. That place, but it was going to be moved from this place to a school to be part of the daily life of the children there and be part of the courtyard of that school. Now, after 3 years, it's out, and all the school is crying because of that, because the courtyard is named the CONCÉNTRICO place. It's like it has nothing now. So they are writing to us like, please, you have to develop something for the next year there or forever or whatever. And we are trying to go and to think about. So many people write to us in different ways, like to cover this or to protect this or whatever, no? Because there are many needs, no, in a city. So imagine, no? We are now trying to identify what can we do? Because at the end, we are really close to the people who are coming, but we are not a lot of people.
Cool. Thank you.
So that's cool. There is some like real impact on the city.
Yeah, but for us, there are different kind of real impacts because there are, in this kind of idea of being annual, it's like a Christmas time, no? When you go, it's coming, no? The Christmas time, it's like, it's coming in 1 month. So when you forget, suddenly appears again, like maybe it's a nightmare or not. It depends how you feel with your family. But at the end, it's something really nice to go on with a standard life. You are growing, you are creating your own family, some friends disappear, other appears new. So this kind of annual situation is really close to our standards, holidays, Christmas, you know, things are happening. So this kind of memories that you create about that, about your own life and the people who are around, it's important too. So because it makes you change in a way. It's about hearing music or not, or going to a museum or not. No? There are some aspects of the world that maybe are not permanent, but are part of your life. So in this way, we are trying to work with in cities. I know that cities are so physical, no, and we are architects and we need to draw something, no? But there are so other kind of drawings we can do too, and are coming from other places. I feel that are sometimes more important than the real bench or the real thing.
Thank you.
Well, do we have any other questions? Great. This the first lady here, and then gentleman over there.
Thank you, thank you. So I have a question to you, Javier. Thank you for sharing. When it comes to different needs, like city has many needs and people have many needs, from my point of view, I'm curious what's your perspective on the topic. I imagine that such a festival as CONCÉNTRICO also creates a potential for new spaces for performing arts, which are actually planned, because I also imagine that such installations bring this spontaneity and entertainment and new ways of being and moving for the citizens or people generally. But I'm curious, what's your point of view on on planned performing arts that can happen, like performance, show, play, that can happen within a new context and for which new spaces are created.
As I saw, for example, this project by Tools for Action, this kind of performative thing, that you are performing in a way, in a different way, that at the end, perform, it's a way like act in a different way, as not the normal one or the regular one. No? You are like activating in some way. When we jump in front of the cathedral in a trampoline, you are performing in a different way. We are changing the way you are connecting with that place or creating new potential uses in those places. For us, it's important that, because at the end, we try to make our movement more flexible in a way, because it's going to be relevant to connect in different way with the people who are around. We are maybe looking like that, like going quickly to a place, not looking the environment who are around, or not looking the needs the other people we have around. So I feel that changing this kind of environment in the public spaces make a better connection in between people. And for example, in the last edition, we try to display projects or to install in projects which has an experience around. It was not only about building this, the experience was part of the concept of the author of the project. For example, a table to eat in the central market of the city. You are going, when you are not more going to buy things there because you are going to the big supermarket or whatever. You can go, do an experience there and be part of the local aspects of buying. So this is performative too for us, this kind of activation, or going inside the bath of Roundabout, or going to the wine yard and not only go to drink wine. No, think about the ground of those landscape where you are taking the wine to drink after that. No, we are going to take the earth and create new posts to the last day, drink from there and through again to the ground. And think about the circularity. So those kind of processes are performative itself, are part of a way to work with architecture, creating places, but not because we like to change the place. It's about engaging in a new way the people who are around. So for us, are more important than ever nowadays, those things, because I feel the world is not in the right direction. So we need to imagine what kind of things we need, no? Or what kind of ways to connect again with people. And architecture, it's a really good, or design, it's a really good thing, because think about how we connect with others, using things or using spaces. And it's important to change this kind of performative way to approach those places. I don't know if I am sorry.
Right, yeah, partly. But I'm looking forward to the future editions then.
Yeah.
What will...
No, for us, for example, this kind of conversation is really good useful for us, because we are looking for the next. We opened the calls yesterday, and now we are doing a symposium in Zurich with another architect there to think about what's the meaning of ephemeral agents. No? It's like this kind of projects that are displayed in a place, and what happened with them. Are engaging the people around them or not? And we are going to think on that, not only in the Logroño projects we did, as the book, with projects from abroad, from the world, no? But to think about the existing projects done, what the effect, no? To think about that in a symposium in Zurich in 11 December. From them, we are going to build a project for a huge parking plot that it's a horrible one in the city, a temporary one for 20 years. So we are going to think with that too. We are going to think about identity and fiction, this first chapter of the book, about what kind of fiction we create. Now in the fake news moment, what kind of fiction we create around us to maybe survive of the world, but it's something important too. So this kind, now it's not, the world is maybe thinking in the real things, but maybe in general concepts too, no? Because we have to move a bit out of the reality to survive in some way.
Thank you.
So there was another question from above.
I have a very short question. Can local people propose the places where something is going to happen, or who make the selection?
No, we do everything. So we, for example, the competitions, if you go to the website, these are now selected. So you can apply for this, with this topic, or this topic in those 3 competitions we opened yesterday. But with each team, what we open is a slow conversation with them, like maybe the project came from the place because it's really so site-specific, but we don't have this kind of PDF of places, like you can do this here, but not this here, but this here, because we are trying to explore the city through the ideas coming. So, for example, Leopold Banchini, he did, I want to use a roundabout to do something, and we select one, but finally we did in another place, because what we say to the people, because for you to explain, the invited teams are invited because we have, it's like a really cooperative project with the help of many embassies, cultural institutions, as, for example, from Czech Republic, we work with the Czech Republic Center in Madrid to invite them and to have a grant or support to invite them. So with those institutions, like Goethe Institute, the Embassy of the Netherlands, or Polish one, we invite directly some people we are always looking for, or me as curator, I'm trying to select these practices. So when we invite to them, we open this kind of conversation in a slow way. We are exploring the city with them. We try to go to new places each year. So sometimes, if these schools are writing to us because they want to be part, we try to work around the school. So of course, we have like the eyes open. So we are talking with people too, but we try to go in a slow way with each team. And sometimes, till the last moment, the match in between the project and the place is not done, because it's about the projects itself, but the walk through the projects. It needs to work too. So it's a combination, and we try to identify together, and yeah, we are confident with the teams, and we go with them depending the project. For example, the Nami-Nami needs a be closed during the night because it was a bit fragile, so it was important to be preserved during the night. Or maybe what I can say from the three teams is that they are really nice because they arrived to Logroño and they build by themselves the project. So it's really useful for us because we are in charge of all the production, and this is the exception because we are always working with carpentries and many other things. So the Czech teams are
we
amazing.
didn't know we cannot undo it. Like, did you know, guys?
No, because
We thought everyone does it on their own.
Yeah.
no, but yeah, it's something we don't tell to everybody.
Okay, thank you.
I'll have one final question. It's the same question for all of you. And it's, what would you advise, or what would be your wish for the new teams who want to join CONCÉNTRICO? What do you think that they should know, or what do you wish for them?
I need to answer that, because when we were there, we were like thinking all the time, like every day we were like, why did we not do something with water? Like just a lot of water pipes and water everywhere. So I think for the next team, someone should do that.
Cool.
For us, it was nice because it was the first edition in June. So it's because they were in April. So because at the beginning it was in April during the pandemic. No, you was in September because it was 2020. So we were closed. So so we changed from April to September. You was in April and you was in May. So you have different June. So the June month is like, it's like the first weekend of summer. So it was not expected that weather, but it's really nice for us because we can work with other kind of things. It's nice to, because at the end, it's going to happen more and more in the world. So it's good to explore this kind of date change in a way, because it was nice to develop other kind of approach to the same things in the city.
What about you guys?
Check the topography of your side before you go, or make it actually retractable that you can position it. It was a big surprise, but yeah, we proved that it was good that we went there ourselves. We totally took this the possibility as to excuse ourselves for a few days out of the studio, so yeah, that was also pretty awesome. No, well, I think it's like really a freestyle, so you can really explore your designing abilities, and you can be a designer with a huge impact on the urban level, or you can be an urbanist and do actually like a small acupuncture pinpoint. I don't know, I really like see such a broad scale of like whatever you can do there, so I cannot like put one advice, you know.
Take risks, Because I was, for example, I was with the students in Syracuse because I was invited to go there, and all was nice. Like they were doing temporary things for a, I don't know what place it was going to be transformed, and all was really well done, well designed, like it's really elegant. No, in some way the models were all I can sell everything, but I feel that when you are young, when you are discovering what's the next, you need to take risks, no, to hit a bit, no, like broke the model and think again, no, because it's the moment in some way, no, to explore new things or what's the next.
I agree. I think this is the good point.
Okay, so great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Javier. Thank you, Honza. Thank you, Klára. Thank you, Tomáš. And thank you all. And maybe see you next time in Logroño.
I hope so. It's 18 to 23 June 2026, so you are welcome.
Okay, thank you very much and have a nice evening.
The project was really with like 20 boards only, or 15 boards of plywood, so it was like